Welcome to Miami Heat Beat Postgame Show, live at 12:21 a.m. because we love you guys. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas. With me today, with the co-host that doesn't know that we have a cough button, it's the intern, Pablo.
I wasn't coughing.
Who coughed? Oh, it was Lou?
That was me. That was
Saucy
I
Taste.
thought I had my thing on mute.
Constantly embarrassing draft beat.
I got to be honest with you. Pablo, my bad. Much like Spo tonight, you surprised me by playing Jovic the entire fourth quarter. You surprised me by not being the cougher. So I apologize.
I know when to mute.
There you go, my king. Lou, a flu game in it for the fans.
Yeah, man, back-to-back flu games, but
how about you light that damn beam?
God damn.
We're having technical difficulties, G.
Okay, never mind. No beam being lit tonight.
Chat says
Franky G.
Chat says G's been pissy on the timeline all night. He brought it to the show.
I gotta be honest with you, and I'm gonna my full disclosure. I'm gonna be 100% honest with the audience. I had a great day today. Went to the gym, had dinner with my girlfriend. Fantastic day. I get home before the game. I decide to play a little melee ranked. Played the most degenerate fucking Marthin Falco player in my life. That guy camped me top plat, and I got so tilted. I was so angry. I sat down to watch the game, and I was just filled with rage from losing 2 consecutive rank sets. And I was just so mad on the timeline all night, and it's carried over. And I don't know when I'm not going to be mad. So that's the show we're going to get. But it's a big fucking Heat win. Anytime you beat the Warriors and a Hall of Famer Steph in their building, yeah, chat's making fun of me. They're saying laser spam Falco question mark. Hey, it's a top platform camp. Get it fucking right, okay? I'm Peach. I can't get to the top platform very easy. I want to give a shout out to our audience on Twitch and on YouTube. We're live on both. That means a lot to us. Everybody that watches the VOD on YouTube, shit is awesome. The numbers have gone crazy this season for YouTube. We've really blown up. But I do want to ask, if you are watching live, the way that you can support us, because the YouTube VOD, unfortunately, doesn't sustain the payroll for the staff you see right now. A Twitch Prime sub helps a lot. Super chats help a lot. If you're on Twitch, you get a free sub with Amazon Prime Prime in chat, and that helps us out a ton. And give the pod a listen on audio as well. I mean, I'll always make sure to check out all our offerings on that. Guys, listen, Franky, important. Jovic, his best game. Is this his best game as a Miami Heat player?
I don't know. There's an argument for it. Like I think he's had better box scores, but I feel like this was the most in control game he's had in that I can remember. Like he was on the ball a lot, making decisions, like finishing around the basket, making plays, getting everyone involved. A lot of hockey assists today too. And just like a magnet for good things. Like this is what it feels like having a point guard. And it was beautiful to watch. I know Lou said the Warriors broadcast was raving about him all night, which is it's great to hear. Great to hear people find out about Niko, but he's been awesome lately. I think they moved to 6-1 when Niko plays 28 minutes or more. So I mean, that's the formula right there. Play the man, trust the man. He helps the rebounding, the passing, the scoring, the defense. He's gotten better in all assets, and he's improving. Like he's a guy who's constantly improving, and I like to trust in him. Let's keep it up.
Franky, quick shout out to JG in chat. Subscribe with Prime.
Yeah, nice.
Niko, our sweet Serbian prince. So keep it up. Come on, support your boys.
Franky, you forgot something, bro. You forgot that Jovic is better than Terry. It's like the most important thing.
I mean, that's obvious though. Like they have a 12 deep roster better than Terry.
I mean, Fez in chat's right. I mean, he's saying the formula for Terry is playing every minute of the fourth quarter.
I mean, Spo knows better, you know.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, and I tweeted this out. Jovic made this incredible pass. He was in the post. He made the pass across his body to the weak side corner. I think it was Tyler or Duncan, and they hit a three.
Tyler.
It was Hero.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a pass that nobody else on the team can make except for
Not
maybe
even
Bam.
not even Bam. I was gonna say,
Not even Bam. I don't think.
Like
And
his processor is so insane for
that was a
somebody.
LeBron. Lou, that was a LeBron pass.
That's one of the cross court skips that you see like the other Niko making it, like Jokic. You see
Time
Luka.
out real quick. We just got a super chat from Diamani. Thank you.
The Duncan Hive, we up. Keep up the YouTube streams. We're gonna keep streaming for the rest of the season. So
Pablo, this is why you're an intern. You don't have to pause the show for it.
Yo,
we were gonna wait for Lou to finish his point and then bring it up.
Yeah, called the coach's
Pablo
challenge.
Really, man.
Hey,
man. Martinez, Pablo just says like, hey, stop everything we're doing. Everybody.
That should be the standard.
We gotta show love, you know.
We were
Pablo's
going
right.
to.
Pablo's right though. We gotta show love to the people that support us. It was just
100%.
so fucking. That says Pablo walked out of the court for the timeout.
Pablo spilled soda for the fucking timeout.
Oh my god! But to Franky's point, like I think that's something that we had talked about yesterday. Is like I think just Niko has found comfort in a role off the bench because he's given some of this freedom. To Franky's point of him being on ball, I went and I took the time to dig into some stats here. Beep, 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 stats. And Niko has played 6 games off the bench this year with 30 or more minutes. In those 6 games, the Heat are 5-1. He's averaging in 32 minutes, 15 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4 assists on, I believe, 51, 44, 94 splits. On 50, 40, 90 splits off of the bench in 30 plus minutes, Niko is getting it done. Like we can see it. He is blossoming, and I'm so fucking happy that they're finally at least giving him some kind of reign and freedom. He should have had more assists today. His playmaking was everywhere. The passes to Burks, him and Burks have some real nice synergy going on. The cross court feeds, he's our best post playmaker already. And as he
time out, we got a super chat.
Let's go.
Pablo could have been funny. This super chat comes in and it's like, bro, don't stop the show for the super chat.
I was waiting for Pablo to do it.
Nah.
I had the biggest fucking smile on my face, and I was like,
"Geez,
Pablo,
laughing.
please.
Go, Pablo, go."
Pablo, please.
I couldn't, man. Lou was talking this
It
time.
was
You know,
so fucking funny. If you
That would have been it, though.
Time out.
Nah, I was just locked into what Lou was saying about Niko. My bad.
He's just been cooking, guys. Like, give the man his fucking props.
Dude, when he made that pass, I think I tweeted out, I was like, man, that's a great pass that nobody else on the team can make. Can't wait for Spo to bench him for Terry Rozier in the fourth quarter.
Oh my god.
And he did it.
Too.
He benched Tyler because Tyler looked hurt or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Tyler came in questionable, and I'm glad he got the rest. Like he shouldn't have had to play. He didn't have a strong game, but he banged up and he fought
started
through
off good. I thought early on he kind of helped get their offense going, and
I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah, no, he played decent.
I like that lineup, Franky. Where it was like him, Jovic, Khalil Ware, Jaquez, and
Duncan, I think, was it?
No, it wasn't Duncan. It was
Burks.
And it was Highsmith.
Oh.
And because they needed kind of help defensively. And that lineup played a lot of zone. Franky
they played a lot of zone all night.
Yeah. But I mean, that one in particular, I mean, really, there's just one positive defender on the floor. But I loved what I saw on offense from them. I liked what I saw out of Horns because really, I mean, both those guys, Jovic and Khalil Ware, they can pick or they can pop. And I think like the defenders were kind of off balance a little bit on which guy is going to roll, which guy's not. And I thought that was really effective. I thought their stuff in drag, double drag was really nice too. Those two guys together with Hero. And I think Hero always threatens a pull up, and I kind of that little crossover off the initial screen when the second one's set, defenders try to kind of jump that early. He's got a lot of guys off balance, and I don't know. I really, really enjoyed that lineup, and I think there's something there. I don't know if Jaquez can be there. I think if they can find maybe a better defender to kind of bolster that lineup, but I think something's there.
Yeah, and somebody in the chat here, George Guerra, asked for lineup data for the Tyler,
I can get
Niko, and Ware. I got it.
Oh,
It's
you got
already
it?
here.
Oh, let's go. Let's fucking go, boy.
I'm not the intern here.
Wow.
This doesn't include tonight, but 70 minutes. It's a plus 17.94, so basically plus 18 with a 126.6 offensive rating. Helped a lot by the opponent's defense only shooting 26% from three, and it's a small sample, but that's great. And matches the eye test. That trio's been fantastic. Helps get Tyler off the ball and some pressure off. And like we've talked about, Niko could make some passes there that are really tough to make. Like we got some plays here that we can get to in a little bit and just show the extent of that.
Yeah, I mean, we can cue those up now, Frankie. I mean, we have kind of a lot to get to. So,
right here, this was one of the early ones. I love Tyler's outlet passing. Finds Niko for easy one outlet pass right there.
can you pause it? Can you go back to that? And
Yeah,
can
of
you
course.
pause it right when Jovic is about to put the attempt up?
Of course.
I want you to watch Khalil Ware, right? If Jovic misses that shot, Khalil Ware runs the floor and is going to be there for an offensive rebound. That is just keeping with the play. And that's the benefit of having two bigs. If that doesn't go for whatever reason, you have a guy as insurance that's going to get the offensive rebound and help you out. Like that's the benefit you get of playing two bigs. And Miami has been one of the worst offensive rebounding teams in the league pretty much the entire Jimmy build.
Yeah, the Ware just needs to get his defensive rebound because he came in second percentile on opponent offensive rebound. So that's something he really needs to pick up. But
timeout. I mean, somebody gave a super chat just now. Daniel Webster said Duncan and Bam, beautiful basketball, but Spo should definitely split them up next game. I don't know if that's trolling me or not.
That's got 100% agree.
That's got to be rage bait.
That has to be a troll for me.
That's fucking Terry fan right there.
Daniel,
Somebody
Webster,
on Twitch said Terry short for terrorist. Oh my
Oh
god.
that
my
shit
God.
killed me, dude.
Can we put him JG's?
Too bad D-Rob like made me forget Terry was on the court during the fourth quarter. I can't lie.
We're running out of timeouts here. We got 4 left. We've called 3.
All
It's
right,
all
we can run another.
We're gonna pull this phone call when we don't have one.
Look at this play in semi-transition.
Oh, I love
right
this
here.
one. The high-low.
Khalil calls for the lob. Niko places it where only Khalil can grab it. Great recovery by Slow-Mo to foul and not give up the bucket, but getting to the line right there. That was a great fucking pass. Look at the placement on there. Boom.
It was perfect.
I think Niko and the Khalil synergy, like just Niko feels very comfortable throwing it up to him and realizing when Ware has an athletic mismatch and really helping. One of the things we talked about like throughout the summer league was Ware was getting a lot of help from the playmakers. Niko has helped him so far in this stint ever since he's actually gotten consistent minutes. And it's been real nice to see. I thought Ware today was sensational in the first half offensively. And by that, I mean, he had like 4 passing reads that he had not made 4 of those all season. And he did all today. He only had 1 assist, but
I got one of them here.
I'm using our 4th timeout real quick. Sorry, boys.
4th timeout.
We got a $5 super chat
from Eduardito.
You gotta say the name, man. He gave us a chat.
Yeah, Lou said it. That's my partner right there.
He said Eduardo says keep up the post, guys. Appreciate that, man. Here's no, this was not the one from Ware, but this was Bam hitting Jaime on the slip right here. Beautiful placement. Jaime finishes through the and one foul with Draymond here. Here's the play I wanted to show. Niko, you got a little just a lob right there. Boom, just easy. And it helps here. If you pay attention here on the bottom of the screen under the rim, Tyler's coming up. They're hedging on Niko to try to take away the pass. Schroeder has to decide, am I following Tyler or am I getting dunked on?
Yep.
And he tried to hold. Him and Slow-Mo bump into each other. That's that misdirection, confusion that comes to the table when you run stuff and run actions off ball. Makes it beautiful. One more here. This is a beautiful possession early in the third. Little DHO with Tyler and Bam. Hits the short roll. Bam swings it. Highsmith finds Terry, actually ready to shoot.
He made it for once.
He did make it for once.
He did.
Can we? I want to run that back from the top, Frankie, and I'll pause it when Hero comes off the handoff. So
Okay.
Jaquez is gonna go to the corner, and he's gonna immediately cut baseline, and he's gonna empty that corner, which is kind of one of my favorite actions for Miami. So run it until Tyler comes off the screen now. So Bam's gonna roll. Boom. Pause. Look at that. There's nobody in that empty corner. And now the Warriors, he's in the dunker spot. They all have to overhelp. And that just makes it really easy. And
We're on a Ron Rothstein right here. Like this is a league, guys. Like,
and that's the benefit of running empty corner stuff, especially when you have I know that Jaquez is not a shooter, but that's why he's in the dunker spot and he's going to be there to cut it. He knew where to be. He's not in the way of anybody. And Highsmith is open and Rozier's open, and Highsmith has been a good catch and shoot shooter. And for Rozier, for all that we make fun of him, is a good catch and shoot shooter too. So that's an action that, Spo ran a lot of this when Jimmy's been hurt in the past, when it's just Bam, Hero, and those guys. So I actually be curious if they continue to run this, because they're not gonna have to play a lot of non-shooting lineups.
Yeah, and they take advantage here of Wiggins being extra low in the weak side corner. He's playing flat on Terry right there. He should be at about halfway the nail, so he can rotate and they can X out the shooters. Bam makes a quick read right here. No hesitation. You see Steph pointing that out, that he was ready to make that rotation. Miscommunication. That opens up the three.
I want to address one question in chat. Somebody, Julio Caesar asked, is the whole team told not to crash the boards? I actually think, they're not. I think that they really prioritize kind of getting back in transition, and they've had years where the transition is really poor. And Frankie, I know that you, Lou, and I have talked about this. I think that there is kind of this thing of like, hey, we're not going to crash like that. We're going to get back. We're going to make sure that, because we don't have kind of the athletes, that we do need to be there early.
Yeah, for sure. And then just real quick before Duncan buzzer beater, bang. Just fun to see. Had a great game tonight.
I thought today was a day where it was less about singular high pick and roll stuff, and it was more about just the Heat really zipping the ball around. They had 32 assists.
It was
today.
moving. It was
so much flow tonight.
Yeah, 32 assists, only 9 turnovers. They had 4 guys with 5 or more assists. One with 4, which was Niko. He probably should have had 5. Just the ball was just moving, and you can feel the energy. They were able to swing it to a point where it was a lot of 2-on-1s on the weak side. And that's really good. I know early in the game, Jaime was able to get a layup off of a 2-on-1 off the Kalel skip to Highsmith in the corner. Highsmith swung to the top, and then he drove on a tilted defense. Things like that. Just quick processing, quick thinking, connectors on the floor at all times, and it helped the team. And for as much
they
as
all are willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, and it's a nice sign of growth, considering what this team is going to look like probably in the next month. So it's nice to see that some of these young guys are actually getting the freedom, but not just getting they're making you notice them.
For sure. And Jaime being back in California is reawoken him.
Yeah.
Triple-double last night. 11 points in the first quarter, finishes with 18, 5, and 1. Real solid game from him. Good decisions, good finishing. Free throw 3 or 4. Had a couple of them were and one. So great game from Jaime today.
He hit a 3 today too, which is pretty good. He hasn't been great shooting, but he did hit one today, which it felt like the whole team was hitting 3s today, because Bam pulled one.
They're moving the ball like we're saying, Pablo. I think that they get these in rhythm, catch and shoot 3s that are not just side to side, kind of just waiting for whatever, a semi
late clock 3s
exactly
contested.
Hero really was the only one shooting those late pull up 3s from far, but outside
that's
of
his
that,
game too, though. That's his game too.
And that's what's impressive is Tyler had one of those worst games. They were scheming to not even get him the ball. the Heat were also scheming to like not involve him in the offense today.
He was questionable coming into the game. He was questionable, so
makes a lot of sense. So it's nice that they could pivot, and to Jaime and Niko's credit, like they answered the call today, like and then some.
I mean, Jaime is probably right now their best guy getting to the rim.
Easily.
I think it's Niko. I think Niko has done such a great job getting to the rim. Jaime does it in different ways.
Yeah, I just mean like a penetration. I think Niko has ways, but but kind of I mean as a ball handler.
I think Niko's been their best guy at triggering help and actually doing something with it. I think Jaime does it in different ways. I think in particular these last two games against teams that don't have as much of a paint presence with the center or as big wings, he's been able to post up and seal out and get back into his flow. And it's nice to see that he can still bully or pick apart some of these smaller guys. But just in terms of like from the perimeter, ball in their hands, like defense is set and they're waiting for a move. I think Niko's gotten more, just a little bit more, which is good to see. Like for somebody who's 6'10" and he's doing all of these things and he's the second youngest player on the team. Like, I don't know. Things should be obvious, guys.
His post-up game has been excellent.
Miles better.
Forcing the help. They're doubling.
Yeah.
He's moving the ball, and he's taking advantage of the smalls too in the post to keep them honest. Like
he's finding the. There was a possession, Franky, where I think it's Steph, or he has Kyle Anderson or Steph under the basket, and he's kind of working the matchup early in the clock, and he's really kind of posting up and dribbling away from the guy at the nail who's supposed to be defending Bam. Bam's at the wing. They're not. And you can listen, Niko does the right thing. Eventually that guy does completely jump and fully commit. And Niko makes a pass out to Bam, who takes a hard drive into the court. And then Niko flares back out to the corner. Bam kicks it out. Niko gets an open shot that he missed, but it's the process. It's the offense. It's like he got himself a wide open three off that double team, and Bam did the right thing. Right. Bam attacked. Bam took a hard dribble, forced that help, made that pass off the dribble, and that's kind of what we want to see.
Yeah, because it's not just frustration when you miss a shot. It's frustration when you have a bad process and you miss the shot too. Like, and that's has harmed them all season long. Like, you can live with a good shot that didn't go in, and they trusted the process over and over again. And Bronx Joker in the chat says Jimmy might find joy playing more with Niko. He's got great numbers with Niko, so I'd expect it.
Time out. Kelvin Farrar says our system isn't made for superstars. When the ball is shared, we have a much better team. Appreciate the super chat. And Kelvin, 100% agree. I think we've talked about that a lot. Like,
yep,
they
unselfishness.
Yeah, like they just have a way that they can move the ball when they don't have like a guy ball dominating, or really, if we're being honest, a non-shooter who, when he's off ball, has awkward spacing things. And listen, Jimmy cuts and does a lot of things well, and I'm not saying they're better without him, but sometimes things work more. But again, then there's times like last night where, in Utah, not in Utah, in Sacramento, where it could fall apart. So hopefully they could put some of this together. And I think some of the problems that they face, like the size issues, I think like when Hero faces size or when Hero faces blitzes, I think having a passer, a shooter, and somebody with size like Jovic is going to really, really help him, and it's going to allow them to diversify some of that offense.
Yeah, and like Niko, like they've just missed a table setter all year round, and like Niko constantly, he gets the offense moving quicker, he gets them running, he looks for the extra passes, he brings energy to the floor, he's a willing shooter, attacks mismatches. Like Niko's okay taking 8 shots, he's okay taking 16 like he took tonight, and that's what you need out of a guy in that role. Like, he needs to just be okay because he's constantly moving the ball. He needs to be happy with the shots, and getting everybody involved. Like, that's important, because sometimes it's not your night. Like, how many times have we seen that Highsmith be in the corner and just not get a touch? And like Niko, even though he's got a good look, he passes it to Highsmith for a great look and gets him going, gets him involved. And Highsmith, great, really solid game from him today too. 5, 6, and 5, like no turnovers. Had the toughest assignment of guarding Curry all night. Made it as difficult as possible for him and frustrated him. Curry left the game really annoyed with the team.
Let's I want to talk a little bit about their zone, and then we'll get to Bam. Because I think without Jimmy, we kind of see that. Listen, they don't have a lot of plus defenders on this team, Lou. And without Jimmy, they're going to be down one of those guys that even if he wasn't the greatest defensively, he's a guy that they at least depend on in their defensive system. Cooper Moorhead tweeted out that he played 53 possessions of zone tonight after 52 against Sacramento, allowing 0.83 points per possession against the Warriors in the half court. That's incredible. And I think we've talked about Jovic at the top of the zone, who looks really, really comfortable, especially in those non-Bam minutes. I think that's going to be critical. It looks like they're going to go into Khalil Ware and Jovic as those two kind of front court guys off the bench to kind of help out defensively. What are you seeing with the zone? It's clearly working. Obviously, the Warriors, not the best team, and I know their offense can really suffer a lot. But I thought a lot of that was encouraging today.
You can go.
The zone's been pretty. It's been pretty good, at least for getting the initial stop. It's the rebounding's been the concern with the zone.
Yeah.
But I mean, today the zone was I thought it was really good. They had a couple of lapses, but they're almost playing like a different variation of the zone. I know Franky mentioned it in the chat. Like it is kind of with Niko in there, since they really only have sometimes 1+ defender or 1 point of attack defender. They're running a lot more 1-3-1, as opposed to their traditional 1-2-2 match that then goes into a 2-3. So they're doing some of these things to like help, almost like since in my opinion, I think Niko's processor as a help defender is pretty solid, and he's pretty lanky. So he's typically in the middle of that 1-3-1 while Ware's in the paint, and he's able to diagnose the offensive plays and thus provide help, almost switching it to a 2-3 once he gets out there, waiting for the guy to go, for the guy at the top of the zone to get there. And then it's basically just adding a new wrinkle to offenses that haven't really seen it. It's a different way to throw something out there because, like you said, like some of these guys are not plus defenders, and being without Jimmy is 1+ defender more that we're without, and it's not like the defense has been that great this year, at least without Bam on the floor. So it's trying to find solutions to some of these questions, and I think they've done a good job. I think the rebounding has been the biggest issue with the zone that I've had so far.
So Franky, to that point, I think that, for example, like a guy like Khalil Ware, I think benefits a lot. I think he's a little bit shaky defensively, but I think the zone kind of simplifies his role. And typically Miami likes the guards on the back of the zone, but I don't think they have those kinds of guards that you trust making those rotations. Like I always go, like used to be Kyle Lowry and Gabe Vincent kind of coming as the last guys in the zone who are going to take charges, who are going to be physical, who are going to make sure to get the ball when it's low. And now it's Khalil Ware. And I think that, that kind of helps your rebounding, but Niko's at the top. I think they'll kind of get that solved, but I agree with Lou that the rebounding is a little bit of a concern, especially after they're getting these stops.
Yeah, it's tough because even though you're in a matchup zone, like you still have to box out and find the bodies. And a lot of times, like Spo does like putting the guards at the bottom. So they're constantly fighting with bigger guys in those cases. And, we saw last night, Murray took advantage of Tyler getting offensive rebounds over him, just using his size and length. And Ware needs to help out on that end too. Like he just needs to be more of a willing defensive rebounder. His help defense was great today. Got a lot of contests, a lot of deflections. His effort was great there, and Spo's hiding him in the zone because he's really much a drop defender. Whenever they went attacked him in pick and roll with Steph and Draymond, it was easy threes for Steph, and Spo called the timeout after the last one, and it made sure that they got back in transition early so they can get into their zone and not have to play man when Khalil was in the game. But he's doing a great job there. Really impressed by his efforts, and he brings the length and the energy on defense that they've been frankly lacking.
I think Calvin disagrees with a little bit. Shout out to Timeout for another.
What are we doing, G? You got to call a timeout.
I
first.
know.
You just
I
gotta
know.
Walk out of the court.
We were in discussion mode. You're right.
We didn't have possession.
Timeout. Kelvin disagrees. He says, "Where's awesome in the front court defensively? He was directing players to the right spot. Bam ball watches a little too much in the zone." I think I disagree with that. I think that Bam has a different role in the zone. They don't really play Bam where they play Khalil.
Bam roams a little bit more.
I think he has the freedom to roam, and I think that kind of they want him.
They said Kelvin's challenging the play. If you shout out to Digital Adele. He contributor in 5 Reasons Sports. He came out with a video today on Khalil's rebounding, so you can see more examples of it on youtube.com/hoops profile. Really good video. Just seeing like his lack of effort sometimes on there, and lack of discipline on there. It's like we talk about this every year, but rookies often have a harder time defensively grasping how much is going on. So Khalil has a little bit more room for error because of his length, contesting shots and stuff. But you saw there was times last night, especially Sabonis, used him as a toothpick, and tonight Dre and Trace Jackson Davis put him on a poster.
Yeah.
But he's still valuable because he brings that length and the spell. Like second night of a back-to-back, Bam played 30 minutes.
Yeah, he helped them a lot today.
Yeah. Like that's a very necessary. Like Lou said, made plays offensively with his passing, had a beautiful short roll hit to the corner for a hockey assist, and he's been great.
I was gonna say, like, the only thing when I was watching the zone is that we did give Draymond mostly what he wanted in the middle, but it did help that the Warriors really couldn't hit a shot to save their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't want to say we got bailed out because we were playing great defense, but Draymond really was like doing whatever he wanted around the free throw line, throwing lobs to Jackson Davis.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, you live with those floaters from Draymond, 3 for 9. Like if Draymond scores 20 points hitting floaters, you take that all night.
Yeah.
But Ware and Bam both did a great job breaking up some of those lobs as well. And that's what you got to live with. Like you got to live with something. They closed out well to the shooters, held them to 28% shooting from 3 on 50 attempts too. Like this could have been a night where it easily went the other way if they could find some shots, but did a great job on all their shooters besides Steph.
Ware's done a pretty good job. Also, just in terms of like I thought today he did a pretty good job in terms of not over jumping. He only did it on 1 possession, but like he's processing things he's doing things he didn't do in college is what I'm trying to get at. Like
he's getting better.
He's getting better, which is good. It's what you want to fucking see. So it's nice to see him, not overcommit or not overhelp. Like, there's still moments, obviously. I think the zone is doing a lot for him in terms of just processing and understanding what defenses are trying to do. Because like Franky said, when he was in drop and we were matched up, it was Steph got whatever he wanted. But, he's just learning the game. So the improvements have been there so far, which is good.
So kind of interesting. So I'm just seeing right now on Twitter, Jovic got the post-game spotlight interview, and he said, "We had a team meeting. We talked about how we can inspire each other. Kevin Love was the one who was loud in that meeting and wanted us to be better. We knew we could win. We know we have a great team. And like Spo said, a breakthrough win. That's what we needed." Kind of interesting that they had a team meeting because it's gone that sideways, and interesting that Kevin Love is kind of leading that, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's what you have a guy like Kevin Love there for. Literally, he's not playing anymore. That's
he's
like,
vet.
Yeah, he's like their UD guy. I don't want to make this into that should have been Bam being the vocal one because he's the captain. I think he'll grow into that role, but honestly, like, doesn't surprise me, and it makes me happy that they at least address it. It's been a problem. I mean, that I came into this game as grumpy as I did.
Yeah.
It's just important. It's just important. And with that, we'll kind of close the show a little bit on Bam. And I've been hard on him, and I kind of wanted to see a little bit more out of him today, but I thought he had a good game. He had a really good game. I think defensively, he's just always airtight, and offensively, I think he gave you kind of what you want, right? He had 19 points, 9 rebounds. 9 for 14 shooting. You want to get to the line more. I think one free throw attempt is just straight up not enough. And I think those rebounds, we need to be in the double digits. I know he can do it. We've seen him do it before, and we're going to be hard on him because I believe in him a lot. I think he's a really good player, and he can be better. He can be better. He was their second leading scorer tonight. Should have been 20 and 10. I think he could do 20 and 10. Franky, what'd you make of his play tonight? Because I thought it was an important bounce back.
I mean, he only played 30 minutes today, so that affects his numbers as well. Sure. But I thought he was great. I thought he was really good today. So, like we don't know what he said, if he said anything in the meeting, so we can't give him credit or say anything. But he played well. He played well and offensively, and that's something they've been missing. Gratefully from him. Like we can talk as much as we want about his defensive game, but offensively he's been hurting the team with his misses and his lack of reliability on that end. And we'll show that the play where Terry stole his rebound.
You got to show that because Chad is clamoring.
Don't worry, we'll close on that one. But was aggressive today.
That three was crazy.
This was a three, and he's been struggling with it.
That's when you should take them. Like those late clock situations are like when you want it.
Not necessarily, because they're like a quarter of his threes right now, and he's just hasn't had rhythm.
I think that is like a totally adequate time to shoot a three.
No, that was fine, yeah, because it was good. That's what I'm saying. A lot of his threes against the clock though, he's trying to get a foul. He's trying to, instead of just confidently just rising up and taking it and being aggressive there. This was one of my favorite plays here of the night. Terry, tough shot against the clock. Bam, fights for the rebound. Gets to the fucking basket.
Wow.
Gets to the basket easy. And of course, what have we been clamoring for all season? That we have somehow all the evidence all year, every year, 5 years of this. Duncan and Bam. Duncan finds Bam off the short roll for a dunk. Here's another one. Pass to Terry, from Terry for a lob. Boom. Duncan and Bam. It works. How much more sample size do we need?
Bam's just like from yesterday to today, just Duncan being on the field just showed a major difference in Bam's play. Yesterday was 6 for 19. Today 9 for 14. He gets way more open when he has Duncan next to him on the field, and it just on the court. And it just goes to show that Spo has to play him more. And are they going to play more? I mean, who knows? It's Spo at the end of the day. But he's just great with Duncan.
Yeah. And chat's saying, like, Bam never rolls like that when anyone else is on ball. Part of that is, on him, but part of them, they have to throw the lob to him. And you also see right here, Burks cutting to the basket. It takes those away. That's a lot of the times that's Jaime, Jimmy, Haywood, and they're bringing an extra man there. That's where they have to work on their spacing a little bit better there. But great job there to get him the lob. And then finally, do you want the audio or not for the?
We need the audio.
We need the audio.
All right, silence.
Came out from the get-go playing with incredible energy and intensity. Came out from the get-go playing with incredible energy and intensity.
Damn, Terry ripped that shit out of his eye.
I've never seen Terry fucking hustle more than for the last possession fucking rebound.
Chat say rip YouTube revenue. Don't say it so it was worth it. That was for y'all. That was for fucking y'all, dude.
No snitches. No snitches.
No snitches. Shout out to Crab. 28 months. 45 months.
Wow.
28 month streak. That's a fucking goal right there. That's the homie. Skinny McGee says, does he say God fucking damn it, Terry?
Yes, Terry.
Yes, he does.
Does Terry have a rebound clause in his contract?
Yeah. Listen. Right there. Franky.
And intensity.
It says, damn it, Terry.
Damn it, Terry. Not goddamn it. Damn it, Terry.
You see, somehow Terry was still second on the team in minutes tonight. I don't know if Spo is quiet quitting. But
Crab asked how much of the fourth quarter did Terry play? Was it all
the whole thing?
Minutes? Yeah,
it was all but like 40 seconds, which is why we won. Because if he would have played 12 minutes, we would have lost.
Overzeal is like he swiped the Terry's handshake afterward. Bam's so fucking real for that dude. I love. I fucking love
Yeah,
it.
Terry played 11-23 of the fourth.
Wow.
Listen, big bounce back win. I know the Warriors aren't very good, but you needed to stop the bleeding. You're on a West Coast trip. You lost the two earlier games that were winnable. The one earlier game that was winnable, and you're going to go into Utah with a chance to kind of make it right after what happened on the road. You won on the second night of a back-to-back, which I think is just kind of big toughness for them. They have a day of rest. They're going to go into Utah. They're going to get it right. Then they're going to have the Blazers on Saturday with another day of rest, and then they have a day of rest, and then they play the Clippers. So we'll wait to see that. The weekends next week with Denver at home, and they have the Lakers as their last stop on the West Coast trip. So it's not unrealistic that they can win out the rest of the trip, and the only loss was to the Kings. These are all teams that they should beat. I guess the Clippers. The Clippers have been. Kawhi just came back, so
they've been better with Kawhi. I mean, it's only
Yeah.
a 2-game sample, but their defense has been legit
of course,
all
and
season.
Kawhi is freaking Kawhi. So the Clippers are 7th in the West right now.
Yeah,
The
Kings
Lakers are
legend
6th.
Jordan Miller as well.
Yeah, exactly. So they can close out this trip strong. Let's kind of see, and then we'll Jimmy. I think Jimmy's return game would be at home against Denver. I expect if he's still here, he will play, and that will be quite the spectacle. So Franky, you're on Thursday for Utah, correct? So we can let the people know that we're on for
Yes,
Thursday.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm there too.
I'm off. And so we'll leave you tonight. By the way, big shout out to the audiences for all the super chats today, especially Kelvin, all the great dudes out there, and in Twitch chat. We love you guys are OGs.
One more time, Pablo.
Timeout.
City,